So I'm going to create a switch layer, call it head, move it underneath the hands, and then I'm going to drag in all the heads. And I'll drag all of those into the head layer, switch layer. Drag those into the head layer. Oops, I accidentally grabbed his torso. There we go. And so now you can see that when it switches between when his mouth is open and shut, the whole head doesn't move, it's just that. Now, I didn't show you this earlier, but what you could what you could do if you were to use Alfred's Sprite Sheet Unpacker is go through every single one of these layers and try to line them up as you go from the different layers and just do your best to line them up. The problem I have with that though is that it's just super hard to line up, and even if you do line it up perfectly, once you export it in the animation there's still little jumps and stuff, and it's just not, it doesn't have that smooth look that I prefer. So if you want a shortcut, take the shortcut through Alfred Sprite Sheet Unpacker, but I think that doing it through GIMP definitely is worth the effort, because by the time that you've tried to move the images and got it to look perfectly, you would have spent the same amount of time as it would have if you just cut it out manually. Anyways, so now we have everything here, and all we have to add left is the bones. So I'm going to drag all of these layers into the puppet layer, and what you want to do is add new bones. Go to the add new bone tool. Now the add new bone tool obviously is just like parenting any type of bones. You've probably have done this already in Anime Studio. What you want to do is just grab this will be your base bone down here at the bottom. So you just want to grab one base bone, just so that he knows where the ground is, and then you're going to put a bone for his butt. Then the next bone you want to do is for his torso. Then I like to add a little bone for the neck, even though there's no object for it, and then a bone for the head. I didn't like my alignment of that. If you ever want to switch something, the alignment of the bones, just go to translate bone. If you grab the end of the bone, you can change the size. The tip of the bone, and if you do the end of the bone, it changes the location of it. So there's that. Now I want you to do the select bone, select the middle bone, so that you can select that to be the parent of the next bone you're going to add. Then add a bone for the arm, for the shoulder, for the wrist, and for the hand. Then go back to select a bone, select the torso bone, and then do the same on the other side for the shoulder, the arm, and then the wrist. And now we're going to bind all of these layers to bones. So open up the puppet layer, grab the hands. This is the front hand. You want to grab the bind layer tool, and then just select the hand bone. And grab the shoulder, select the shoulder bone, the wrist bone, the head bone, the torso bone, the legs, the leg bone, the backhand, backhand bone, the shoulder, the back shoulder bone, and the wrist, the back wrist bone. So now everything's bounded to layers, and it should look pretty good. Now I'm just going to test. Oh yeah, I'm going to go to frame 1 and test the movements. I'm really not happy with the way that arm looks. I like this side right here of the arm, but when it goes to that side, I just don't like that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that sprite and manually edit it. So I'm going to go to, if I remember right, it's body part 1, and I'm going to open it in GIMP, and all I'm going to do is delete that. I'm going to delete that too, and that should fix it. Now sometimes it updates automatically. The program's supposed to update automatically. It doesn't always work for me. Actually, it did work. I still don't really like it. I just don't like that sharp edge right there. So I'm actually gonna get rid of that sharp. Well, I like that sharp edge on this. Actually, no, I don't. So I'll open that again in GIMP. I'm just going to delete those two sprites. There we go. That's a lot better. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. And this one. That one's good. I think the torso bone needs to be brought down. According to the movement, it's a little better, yeah. And then the head's good. Alright, so that's the puppet's done. I'm going to just delete that bone movement. So I'm good with that puppet. I'm satisfied. Now I just have to add the switch layers.